Coming up, a Flagstaff police officer is dead in an apparent suicide. Find out what's being done to combat suicides in law enforcement. Plus, a new program provides some much-needed help to students who are also parents. The news starts now.
You're watching NAZ Today, Northern Arizona's local news.
Good evening and welcome to NAZ Today. I'm Aaron Vidito.
And I'm Aiden Casey. Thanks for tuning in. Flagstaff PD is mourning the loss of one of their own after an officer was found dead in his home on Tuesday. Officer Daniel Beckwith had been on paid leave when he was found.
The alleged cause of death was suicide. NAZ Today's Chelsea Parker is in the studio to tell us more about an often overlooked issue within police departments.
Police officers have a responsibility to help those in need every day, whether it be accidents or crimes. But it's important to remember that sometimes the people that we call for help may need help themselves. This week, memories are shared among friends and family of Officer Daniel Beckwith, who has been with the Flagstaff Police Department for 5 years.
He always had a smile on his face when he come to work, always willing to go the extra mile. For the citizens of Flagstaff. He was always there to help back up fellow squad mates. Definitely a value and an asset to the department.
In the policing profession, Hernandez says people have to be tough, and any sign of weakness can be looked down upon. That pressure can lead to depression or other problems, but the department does have some mental health resources.
Within the police department, we have mental health first aid. It's an 8-hour course of instruction. The city allows us to go speak with a psychologist that's retained by the city. We get, I think it's 6 free visits per calendar year to go in and speak about anything we need to.
Clay McLaughlin, founder of We Care Northern Arizona, says the community needs to know that suicide is a serious problem.
You know, they find that people take their life because they're overwhelmed, you know, and I think that's part of our society. You know, I think it's just reminding people that if they can catch their breath, usually you can find a reason to keep on living.
According to McLaughlin, there were 62 suicides in Coconino County last year. The courage for these people to ask for help can be a struggle, and he says that it can be tough for officers to show their emotions.
They've been trained, predisposed to be the tough person, right? And so they've got to wear kind of their heart, you know, deep in their chest, and can't really show pure, true emotion a lot of times. And so what we're trying to achieve is letting people know that there's somebody else out there to talk to. There's somebody else usually that's gone through something similar.
The National Suicide Prevention Lifeline is there to help those who need it in any state. And it helps not just with suicide, but with other issues as well.
These numbers you can stay anonymous. You can reach out for any reason if it's a crisis-related issue. It could be that, you know, maybe I just broke up with my boyfriend or my girlfriend, or somebody is dealing with sexual orientation and they don't know how to tell their family. It could be that they just lost a job or just lost a loved one. Right? There's so much being thrown at us every single day.
It's definitely a heavy burden on our hearts, you know, our feelings. We carry the sadness with us, but at the same time, we still have a job to do and a duty to uphold.
Of course, there are resources available if you or someone you know is thinking of hurting themselves. The National Suicide Prevention Lifeline at 1-800-273-TALK, or for more local information, go online at wecarenaz.org. Chelsea Parker, NAZ Today.
After narrowing it down from 100 applicants, the final 4 candidates for Flagstaff City Manager met with the public at the Murdoch Center last night. The meet and greet was an opportunity for the community to meet with the candidates, ask questions, and get to know the people vying for this important job. Mayor Cora Levin says it's important that Flagstaff citizens be involved in the process.
The city manager is a large part of our community. This individual is someone that we trust to help guide our city as an organization, someone who's a part of our community, who helps take what the visions and the policies of city council are and implement them. And so it's important that the city know who this person is and trust this individual.
The 4 candidates will be meeting with the City Council and various constituency groups over the next few days.
The superintendent of Grand Canyon National Park, Christine Lenhertz, is resigning. This comes after a federal investigation cleared her of allegations of creating a hostile work environment and wasting park resources. In recent months, Lynn Hertz has been absent from work but has now officially resigned, noting the past few months as life-changing. She had been at the job less than 3 years.
Tuition isn't the only thing college students have to worry about. Some students have to juggle the cost of both schooling and childcare. Paige Kenny has more on what NAU is doing to help.
The NAU Child Care Voucher program was started with the goal to help students that are also parents.
Each year we have about $44,000 that are available to award students child care funds to help offset the costs of quality child care. And also, the whole goal is to make sure that students can receive a quality education while also sending their kids to quality child care facilities.
NAU student Michael Schaefer knows firsthand what it feels like to have to choose between education and childcare.
As a parent, you kind of are looking for anything you can get in regards to just anything that can help out, especially when you're a student trying to, improve your life, improve your children's life.
However, there are requirements to be eligible.
And the way we determine eligibility is you have to be a degree-seeking student, you have to be enrolled in at least 3 credits, and you have to be eligible for a federal Pell Grant. If you meet all those criteria, then the application process is a pretty easy one.
Allowing for parent students to have one less financial burden to worry about.
Kind of reducing one of the obstacles, which is the cost of tuition, but also childcare.
Being on a limited budget as a student, I don't have a lot of extra funds, so anything helps. And it's been really beneficial for me in that sense.
Paige Kenny, NAZ Today.
Now, for more information on how to apply for a student child care voucher, go online to nau.edu/childcare.
Speaking of NAU, students are already signing up for classes for the next few semesters, and many may be taking advantage of the various programs that allow them to study overseas. NAZ Today's Michaela Clark spoke with one NAU student about why international experience is so valuable.
Studying abroad is something NAU student Kylie Schmoll always knew she would do. Schmoll, now a senior, was starting her junior year as a creative media and film major when she went to South Korea, and the trip changed her life.
Now I just want to, it's so stereotypical, but in the future I want to just teach English and travel the world, learn languages.
She says the kind of memories you make while studying at home are just not the same as the ones you make abroad.
You only had them in this short amount of time, but you made all of these memories. If I think about the memories that I made my sophomore year, just going to school here, in comparison to living in a different country that I was not accustomed to, it's totally different.
Right now, NAU sends about 1,000 students abroad each year, but that number has been climbing about 10% every year.
I think we're opening up new opportunities in new locations, and students are just getting excited about all the opportunities they have here at NAU.
And the opportunities are plentiful. Students can choose from several different programs, some even with the same tuition and housing costs as NAU. Terry says it isn't just about learning. Studying abroad is also about self-discovery.
Students build confidence when they go abroad because they run into so many challenges, and they get to conquer those challenges and come back home transformed because they've had this experience. They did it.
And she says students are given a chance to create their own global network.
You constantly are opening up your worldview because of the people that you meet and the cultures you interact with.
Most people really come back and they're really changed for the better, and their view on the world is so much different.
Schmoll will be getting her degree in May. After that, she says she will hopefully be heading out of the country in the next year. Michaela Clark, NAZ Today.
Schmoll says she even went back to Korea for winter break to see all of her friends.
Every week, we try to find a new home for a lonely pup. This week, we went to High Country Humane to meet Reba. David Smith reports.
Say hello to Reba, an active 2-year-old that High Country Humane Center's Billy Ferguson suspect is a Shar-Pei Terrier mix. Reba was found homeless, attempting to get inside a stranger's home. Despite her sweet disposition, the family decided the best option was to bring her to the center, where she could find her forever home.
They came and brought her to us. She was very timid, very afraid, but you can tell she's over that.
Fredderson says that Reba is well liked by the staff and is well behaved. She has no problems with the other dogs, and she likes meeting new people. She is young, so naturally she has a lot of energy, making her a good fit for an adventurous family.
I think that she might be a little too much for small kids, just because she's very active. But an older kid would be really great. They could go off and have adventures together, wear each other out. college age young adults who do a lot of trail walking and running would be really great too.
Reba loves to play with toys and go exploring, but ultimately she wants to be part of the group. Frederickson says she will be a good fit for a loving home looking for a companion.
She wants to be loved. She does not want to be, put out on the side and then taken out periodically. She wants to be part of the family. Sitting on the couch, watching TV after a long day of trail running, that kind of thing. Very lovely dog.
Reba is ready to go, and you can find her at High Country Humane. David Smith, NAZ Today.
Coming up, the Senate voted against Trump's national emergency. We'll tell you why and what comes next. Stay with us.
All right, surprised to see some lingering flurries across Flagstaff region and much of the mountains of Arizona today in the wake of the big bomb cyclone. That's all the talk across the media. And here's the bomb cyclone still wound up way in the upper Midwest, bringing severe weather from about Chicago into the Mid-South. Snow as we get into the Mississippi River Valley. This is the storm system that brought us all the weather earlier in the week. We're kind of starting to quiet down. Take a breath here, reflect on what's happened. We got a lot to talk about in the weather forecast. That's coming up.
It's the 26th anniversary of the Flagstaff Home and Garden Show at the NAU Fieldhouse, March 29th through the 31st with free admission. See what's new in home improvement with the best prices all under one roof. See hundreds of displays, win a new Subaru Forester, and more. Get free antiques appraisals, tour a tiny home, and see new watercraft toys. Ride the free shuttle from the Sky Dome to win the vacation and participate in the cash grab. Don't miss the original Big Home Show.
Terry Markson Cadillac realizes that bad things sometimes happen to good people. Many with good credit have experienced an unexpected blemish, but it's probably not as bad as you think. We offer guaranteed credit approval. So come in for a confidential credit report and let our finance specialists help you understand your options.
Hi, I'm Mark Harris, owner of Terry Markson Chevrolet Cadillac. I guarantee to beat anybody's price or you'll receive $500. Terry Markson Chevrolet Cadillac. No pressure, no hype.
Welcome back. The U.S. Senate voted to overturn President Trump's national emergency today. Many Republicans sided with Democrats, citing the Constitution as their primary concern. CNN's Abby Phillip has more.
Clerk will call the roll.
A stinging defeat for President Trump today on his signature issue, building the wall, as 12 Republican senators joined Democrats in repudiating his national emergency declaration to build the border wall without going through Congress for the funding.
The yeas are 59, the nays are 41. The joint resolution is passed.
Despite last-ditch drama and attempts to twist arms on Capitol Hill, Trump will now be forced to use the first veto of his presidency to defend his border wall.
I'll probably have to veto, and it's not going to be overturned, and we're going to have our whole thing. It's been, the legal scholars all say it's totally constitutional. It's very important. It's really a border security vote. It's pure and simple. It's a vote for border security.
But Republicans on Capitol Hill didn't see it that way. Several senators saying their vote is about the Constitution and separation of powers, not the president.
Well, he'd rather have me vote in a different direction, but I let him know that this for me is a matter of defending the Constitution and the balance of powers that is core to our Constitution.
In the hours before the vote, Trump and his allies scrambling to minimize Republican defections. The president sending a barrage of tweets urging his party to stick with him, tying the vote to House Speaker Nancy Pelosi and crime, and even reversing himself by saying that he will support a bill to curtail future national emergencies in an effort to sway lawmakers on the fence. At the fence is exactly where Senators Lindsey Graham, Ted Cruz, and Ben Sasse found themselves last night, after rushing over to meet with the president, waiting at the White House gate and refusing to leave until they were let in, hoping to strike a last-minute deal.
Kind of barged in on his supper. Only in the Trump presidency could you do that. If it had been me, I'd have told us all to go to hell and get out of here. I'm having dinner with my wife. But the point is that we had a very good discussion. Whether or not we can bridge the differences, I don't know.
But according to sources, the president was irritated the senators had interrupted his family meal to present different proposals for resolving the impasse. Graham pushing Trump to support a bill that would diminish future emergency declarations, and Cruz pushing a new proposal that would not use military construction money to build the wall. A White House lawyer present for the meeting rejected that on the spot. The last-minute lobbying didn't work, but Trump is already passing the blame.
The Republicans didn't fight hard enough.
King me.
This must be how Odell Beckham feels when he scores a game-winning touchdown.
Beckham scores! Giants touchdown!
This must be how Rico felt when he triple jumped Mr. Sanchez.
Pepsi. So there you are, shuffling through a stack of resumes, and you come to mine. This is it. First impression. My way in. But can my resume show you how I truly stand out? Like that I was studying, going to night school while working 2 jobs just to help my parents pay for groceries. Or being the first one to always step up. No, that's something you just can't put on paper. Look beyond the resume and discover new ways to develop great talent that is dedicated, hardworking, and determined like me.
Hi! You think you're probably sober?
Yeah.
But you're thinking about taking the back roads home, just in case. Why would you do that?
Probably okay isn't okay. Call a cab, a car, or a friend.
Good choice.
Tonight's NAZ Today weather is brought to you in part by Terry Markson Chevrolet Cadillac in Flagstaff.
All right, my yesterday forecast that called for sunshine. Nope, throw it out. Sometimes you're just wrong. All right, we take a look at the webcam. Started off, forecast was on. Here's sunrise, sun was out. And as the day progressed, check the peaks out. It was snowing up there for much of the day, and here in Flagstaff started getting flurries and cloud cover, and just lingering moisture and unstable atmosphere brought some very light snow throughout the day today. So I was expecting a whole lot more sun than that. Right now, 34 degrees, mostly cloudy here in Flagstaff. Winds out of the northeast, 10, gusting to 16 miles per hour. Webcam from moments ago up at the Arizona Snow Bowl, and it is still snowing up on the San Francisco Peaks. And I was up there today, an absolutely gorgeous, stellar day up there, and it snowed all day long, and I'm not complaining. And it has been quite the season up the Arizona Snow Bowl. Season snow total, 306 inches. 306 up at Snow Bowl. Base depth at the resort right now is nearly 100 inches, and the skiing is as good as it gets up at the Arizona Snow Bowl. All right, how about the numbers for us here in town with the latest snow that brought 9 inches to us on, what was it, Tuesday. So we add 9 to our season total here in Flagstaff, up to 115.2 inches, and to date the average would be 83.8 inches, and our season average is 100 inches, so we're already above our average for the season. When we even get near our season average, you consider it a good season. It's been several years since we've seen above average snowfall. We all know what happened last year. Nothing of the sort. All right, and as far as all that snow goes after it melted since Jan 1, we're at 11.27 inches, about 200% plus of average here in the first 2.5 months of the year, and we are over or just about halfway to our total calendar year moisture, and hopefully that just keeps on going. 35 degrees, our high temperature today, well below the mid-March average of 50 degrees. All right, we're in for a gradual warm-up. I think tomorrow we start to see some more sunshine. Here we are in Arizona today. Notice just these clouds kind of rolling in right along the higher terrain of Arizona, where we saw this light snowfall throughout the day today. Some sunshine in northeastern Arizona and across the south central deserts tomorrow. tomorrow, mostly sunny. A little bit of high cloud cover starts to filter in off the Pacific Ocean, but really we're going into a quiet period of weather around here with a gradual warming trend. By the time we're into late weekend, temperatures up around average, 50 for us here in Flagstaff, and we go into next week and temperatures will climb to well above average, at least for the first half of next week. Okay, for us overnight tonight, clouds will clear. Any flurries that are out there will rapidly diminish here after sunset. 17 degrees are forecast. Early morning low temperature 43 for us for a high tomorrow. Today we're at 35. We can call that warmer. Still on the cool side as our average for this time of year. 50. All right, sunrise for a Friday, 6:38. It will be breezy overnight tonight and tomorrow. A northeasterly breeze, kind of some breezy, kind of windy borderline, but kind of a walk in the park to that wind we had the other day. 58 for your Friday in Sedona, Prescott 56, Payson 58, and Winslow 56. Okay, here's a look at the extended forecast for us here going into the weekend and the spring break for Flagstaff kids and young ladies and gentlemen here at NAU, and weather's looking quite pleasant out there, as I mentioned, getting up around average late weekend, and kind of, we'll call it warm in the upper 50s around here next week.
It definitely feels warm in the upper 50s when you're in Flagstaff.
Oh, definitely. So Nadia, what do we have for sports?
Yeah, so we're talking NAU men's basketball season recap as well as our NAU spotlight of the week right after the break.
It appears these hot ashes are about to be dumped, which could possibly start a wildfire. How will Smokey deal with such a hot situation? The garden hose defense. Next, a thorough stir. Then another spray. And finally, feeling if the ashes are cool.
Oh, yeah.
Ah, yes, the selfie. A ritual practiced so frequently with this tribe, but not so much by Smokey Bear.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
I'll never forget the day our landlord called and said, "Read your lease. No pets allowed." My owner tells him my dog ate the lease, but that didn't work. And now I'm stuck in a shelter. But this pit bull is ready for a new crib. I'm loving, loyal, and play well with others. So don't be intimidated by all my muscles, because the biggest one I have is my heart. That's right, I said it.
Being a dad can be tough.
No. What do you mean she's not coming?
When's the fairy princess coming?
Any minute now.
But when you're willing to do anything...
It is I, Cruz Zinkorbell. Yeah. Okay, time for cake.
It's always worth it.
I know it's really you, Drew. I'm just pretending for the other kids.
The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life. Take time to be a dad today. Call 877-4DAD-411 or visit fatherhood.gov.
Welcome back to NAZ Today. I'm your sports reporter, Nadia Armenta. NAU men's basketball has ended, but there was definitely a change in pace. Let's recap the season. The Lumberjacks doubled their wins from last year in the 2017-2018 campaign. NAU ended 5-27, but this year they ended the season 10-21. Cameron Shelton, number 20, totaled 240 points all season, which ranks him 8th highest scoring total by a freshman in NAU history. Moving on to the Big Sky Ko Newcomer of the Year. This award goes to sophomore Bernie Andre. He led the team with 13.8 points per game while reaching a season high of 26 points earlier in March, along with pulling down 263 total rebounds this season, ranking him at number 10 to do so in a single season for NAU. The men's basketball team isn't the only team reaching milestones. Jumping into our NAU spotlight, this week we have diver Tatiana. She has won several titles and was part of the NAU 2019 WAC Swim and Dive Champions. But growing up in Russia, she found herself competing at an early age, just for the fun of it.
I saw some people just diving in my pool when I started diving. I was like, oh yeah, that's so kind of fun, and it's like a lot of kind of cool flips and twists, so I'd be like, it's just fun to try.
Tatiana says that in her home country, swim and dive competitions are a bit different.
In Russia, I would say it's more individual sport, because even though you have a teammate in the club, it's kind of different because you have to make a team and like you just compete for yourself and for your own results because you need to qualify for different competitions.
But at NAU, she found a family, and what seemed like a job soon became something she looked forward to, and the unity with coaches and fellow athletes is something she is extremely grateful for.
Definitely coaching and teammates, like coaching staff and every assistant, every member of the team. It's not like a team, it's a family. So it was pretty great to get to know everyone.
Over the years, NAU Swim and Dive has become very successful, but that is because NAU Women's Dive coach Nikki Huffman picks out each athlete's strengths and allows them to grow, to become stronger mentally, physically, and emotionally.
She's tough, she works hard, and you know, she wants it. And she's had to overcome some injuries from time to time, and I think that's just athletes that work that hard, there's always something that we have to work through.
And Karach has definitely worked. She has been dedicated and driven, and Huffman says that along with some of her fellow seniors, they will be leaving a long-lasting legacy.
I think all of our seniors this year impacted the team. Tatiana, Olivia Payne, and Christina Torrente. And I think they, you know, they all leave their strengths with the team that's staying.
Yeah, so Karach is a senior this year, like I mentioned, and she's a two-time WAC Diver of the Year, NAU Female Athlete of the Year, and having the second highest score on 1 meter in program history.
Wow.
So they're definitely going to miss her next season.
Wow. All right. Well, we'll have another look at weather after the break.
Thomas, you've got pre-diabetes, but with more exercise and a change in diet, it can be reversed.
I've tried exercising. It just makes me hungry for bacon.
I love bacon, too. And who really likes to exercise?
Not me.
Me neither.
Nobody. So we're good?
What? Oh, you still have pre-diabetes. Big time.
Okay, so we drowned the fire.
Yep.
Stirred it. Drowned it again. And now just feel if it's cold.
Yeah.
Cool.
Smokey just gave me a bear hug.
I know. I already posted it. Hi! You think you're probably sober?
Yeah.
But you're thinking about taking the back roads home, just in case. Why would you do that?
Probably okay isn't okay. Call a cab, a car, or a friend.
Good choice.
Why don't you ever see elephants hiding in trees? Because they're really good at it. Yeah, I get it.
All right, welcome back. A little warming trend for us here, an extended period of quiet weather. I think we could all use it. Temperature's still on the cool side here for the next couple days. Starting to feel a little bit more like spring, late weekend, early next week.
Well, today is March 14th, and that means it's National Pie Day. And we don't mean apple pie or pizza pie. Today is March 14th, or the third month of the 14th day. 3.14 happened to be the first 3 digits of the number pi, but the number goes on forever. But that doesn't mean that you can still enjoy a slice of real pie. Some local restaurants like your pie are giving discounts on pizza, selling them for only $3.14.
All right. Well, thank you. Good night. Be kind to one another.